Well, hello. Hi. Welcome to another episode of the Tabletop Trio podcast. I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
And we've got ourselves a fun one for you tonight. No Graham this week. He's at graduation for something or something.
Yeah, apparently graduations are now night events. These kids have it all.
And like, so for me, well, and it's funny too, because I'm at that age. Hello, 4 a.m. watch. Welcome. I'm at that age where we only had kindergarten graduation and high school graduation.
Yeah, I didn't know there was middle school graduation.
There was no middle school moving on. It's just like, cool, today's your last day. Get the hell out.
Right? Don't forget to empty your locker. You will be fined or your parents will be fined if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no like, hey, cool, you're going to graduate. You're going to get the cap and gown. And by the way, you're still in school.
Yeah, I don't know where that.
Yeah. And for me too, like when I did have the graduation, all that kind of stuff, it was at like the Trenton War Memorial, super historic building, all that kind of thing. The other schools in my district went to like the arena in Trenton. So they had way more people.
The fuck?
Yeah.
We used
But it was
the
like
football field.
It was at like 8 o'clock at night.
We used the football field. I think it was like maybe 5:30.
Yeah, people didn't. It was a school tradition to do it at the War Memorial.
That's ridiculous. We didn't do any of that. We just the football field. You know, the one we use every single week, all the time. Yeah, that's the one. And then the parents go sit in the bleachers.
I mean, in fairness, ours was on a pretty busy road too. So like while they're sitting there reading all the names, you didn't want some jackass going by doing burnouts. And
I mean, everyone was doing that anyway at ours because all the kids that were older knew the people who were graduating, so they would be that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then all the younger kids that weren't graduating were just going to be that guy.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So it's funny you bring up graduation because in college, I became the Ryder chicken guy. Where during basketball games, because basketball was like the big thing at Ryder, I was in the pep band. And it started with Spencer. And Spencer,
This could only get worse.
like, missed a game and I took over. Would try to distract the free throw shooters by waving a rubber chicken. That was just like the thing to do.
That sounds correct.
and Spencer couldn't be there, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And Ryder had the perfect setup for it.
You are so much taller than Spencer is.
Well,
Like, Spencer would just be annoying. You are taller than
Yeah.
almost everyone.
So, and Ryder had the perfect setup for it too, because there were bleachers on a stage right behind the bucket. And there was a railing that was solid wood for like the railing side of things, but then once you got up on stage, it was just like metal bars. So I'd sit there and I'd like walk down casually and I'd like crouch down like just below the wood so you couldn't see or anything like that. And as they're getting ready to shoot, I'd jump up, wave rubber chickens, just really try to distract them.
Did it work?
It did. To the point where my senior year, the coach of the basketball team thanked me because I apparently held the best free throw shooter in like the division
Yeah.
to below average free throw shooting
Amazing.
because of me and the chicken. So I became the Ryder Chicken Man. Fast forward to graduation. I go up, they call my name, walk across, shake the president's hand and all that. And as I'm shaking the president's hand, he goes, "What, you didn't bring the chicken?" And I'm like, the fucking president knew
Yeah,
me.
right?
Like, he knew me as the chicken guy.
Hey, listen. Sometimes you just get a reputation.
Well, and the worst part is, worst, best, I don't know. After I graduate, I'm, working at the liquor store. Someone comes in, they're like, "You're the chicken guy. Where'd you go?" I'm like, "Oh, I graduated." They're like, "Oh, okay."
I like,
Yeah. Like a year later, I'm working at a radio station. I'm doing an event at Six Flags. And it's me, two of our on-air hosts, all that kind of stuff. And this person comes, like, there's this girl just staring at me and, like, pointing.
Can I help you?
And I'm like, all right, that's weird. And our one host, he just goes, you making friends? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, they're probably pointing at you, like you're so-and-so on air. Yeah. They come up to the table and they're like, "You're the chicken guy," which prompted me to have to explain myself as to why some random person is calling me the chicken guy at a radio event at Six Flags.
It's not what it sounds like it is.
Yeah. It's like, trust me, I wasn't the guy in Philly who ate an entire rotisserie chicken on a street pier. Like, I'm not like that.
I don't hold the chicken sandwich like record holder, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't eat 47 chicken sandwiches.
I just waved a rubber chicken in front of people shooting free throws. And then, of course, they brought up the joke. They're like, "Oh, so it's foul shots."
Ha, ha, ha.
God damn it. In the chat, 4M Watch says, "Not all heroes wear capes. Some wave chickens." Accurate.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, graduations.
It was nothing really for me. The only reason I actually walked on graduation was because my parents yelled at me too. They're like, "You got to do it." And I was like, "Why?" They're like, "For us and grandma." And I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "So we could watch." And I'm like, it's just for, fine. It's just, it's for you. I got to go walk and do the thing I don't want to do or don't care to do because you just want to see and take a picture and have it.
Did your school do a project graduation afterwards?
No.
So for my high school, like right after, they're like, "Okay, if you pay however much money, there's an overnight, like, no alcohol party kind of thing. For overnight at Ryder my year," which is funny because I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be here next year." And it was like they had like inflatables so you could do like jousting and all that kind of stuff. There's a DJ, just like different games and activities, board games, video games.
So we did that before.
It was like a post prom.
We did that before graduation, and I think it was just like not senior day. That was a different day.
Okay.
But it was just like one of our like bus trips. We would do like right before you graduated.
Yeah.
But it was just like the 2 or 3 hour thing. It was like, from 10 to like 1 or whatever, and then they bring you home to get home.
I think that I'm trying to remember if it was like an overnight thing or if it was just like, like you said, like 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. I forget exactly what that
other
was.
way around.
No. 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Because it was right after graduation.
Oh, you guys, no, ours was definitely like
Oh, okay.
AM to PM. Like you are during school hours.
Yeah, no, this was immediately after graduation. They're like,
No.
all right, everyone go on over to Ryder and have fun and have hot dogs. Like,
Nah, we weren't. They were like, don't get too drunk. Try not to do drugs. Be careful. You're not our problem now. I think that was.
honestly.
I think that was the whole. They hated our class. We were not good children at all. We booed the Jonas Brothers twice. Twice off the stage. I know what you're thinking. Wow, twice off the stage, they came back. No, that was one time. They were here one time, and we booed them off the stage 2 times. The principal stopped the show. They yelled at us, and then they restarted the show where we booed them again. There were so many of those stupid CDs. It was like a demo, like the Jonas Brothers demo tape.
Oh my god!
And we were using them as frisbees. I'm sure there's teachers in Freehold still that, if they haven't retired, are probably still using that CD as a coaster for like their cups and coffee and stuff.
That's impressive.
Yeah, the parking lot was just littered with these CDs because we just took them.
Like, Jonas Brothers.
Yeah,
okay,
they were terrible.
Well, some things never change.
Yeah, it was just not a good time. So we got booed twice, and we got yelled at. My class specifically had our Italian teacher retire, or at least move districts because she didn't want to deal with us anymore.
Jesus.
My math teacher moved to Colts Neck after our class because we were that bad. We were not good children. We really weren't.
Weren't you also saying that you had an IT nemesis?
Yeah. Well, nemesis is a strong word. I was a degenerate, and
shocker there.
He had to fix my problems.
Your problems isn't the ones you created.
Yes. So, back in the day, there was a program you used to be able to use that you could like log into a computer, run this CD, and it would find every password that was logged into that computer.
Oh God.
If my memory is correct, I think it was called OffCrack. I think it's been a very long time. I doubt it works today. I went to the library computer, like the first computer in the library. You know, the one everyone has used.
Oh yeah.
And they don't clean it, apparently. So when I ran the thing, welcome to I have 5,000 login passwords. It was like years worth of students and the administrator.
Oh no.
So I grabbed the password. I logged in as the admin. I installed some things on the network that I thought was funny. Everyone in Freehold Township got a Sega Genesis emulator, on the computer. It was regardless of where you were. It was a good time. And then they had to take it offline because I changed the admin password so that they couldn't undo what I did, and then they had to restore. Knowing what I know now, a lot.
No.
To get that fixed.
Honestly, that's impressive.
Yeah, and then I went to college, and my first class was a networking class, which thankfully I didn't have to take because I already went to high school and did that networking class. So I had to go drop the class because they messed up. But I walk in the room, and I see the system administrator from where I went to high school.
Your nemesis.
And he's like, I recognize you. I'm like, nope, never seen you a day in my life. I'm from Georgia. I'm fresh. I just moved to New Jersey. I've never been here before. And he goes, no, you definitely look familiar. I think you were in like the Monmouth County area. I'm like, nope.
Nope, I'm from Georgia.
Can
you tell by my southern accent? I am Georgia.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been. Where did you say it was from? Freeholders? Never heard of that. Don't know what that's about.
Mammoth County?
Yeah, Mammoth. I don't know. And he goes, no, you definitely were in Freehold. I remember you used to just destroy the computers that I then had to fix because you were always working around everything we told you not to do, you took as a challenge. And I was like, wouldn't you? And he goes, if you were in any other class, in any other college, I would have failed you so hard out of just premise. But you picked the right class and you're here. And I was like, well, for like another 10 minutes, I have to go drop this class.
That is amazing.
So, yeah, good times. Good times.
I wish they had like specialized classes like that when I was in high school, or were like for my high school anyway. Because you're like we're relatively the same age too. So like,
so mine was not in my high school. I got bused.
Oh,
So my
okay.
extracurricular was Cisco CCNA, which was like I think they're still doing it, but it was like a specialized Cisco networking class. So when I was a junior, it was mornings, and when I was a senior, it was afternoons. So
okay.
a bus would pick me up from my high school early in the morning and then drive to Middletown, which was like a 45-minute drive. I would do my classes for like 2 or 3 hours, and then I would get bused back to Freehold, where I would then finish the rest of the day.
Jeez.
And then in senior year, we
It
switched.
was reverse. Okay.
And then that's when I became a degenerate, because the whole morning was period 1 pop music, which it's a joke class. It's just
Yeah, you've told the story where you played Rock Band.
Yeah, you just play rock. And so I got the teacher to let me play Rock Band, and then I just didn't leave the classroom. I was like, oh well, it's my stuff, and like period 2 wants to play it, so we'll just do that, and then
I'll just hang out here,
know,
just make sure my
yeah.
stuff doesn't get broken.
and then 3 is lunchtime, and then 4 I gotta go. So
God. Yeah,
I
because
know.
like we had those like shop classes and that kind of stuff. Like we didn't have automotive, but we had like wood shop, metal shop.
yeah, we had all that stuff.
We had CAD, which was cool.
We did not, or else I would have taken that.
I did CAD my junior and senior year. I think it was CAD 1, CAD 2. But because I was a massive band geek, I took, I had band class. I did all 4 years of Italian. Like, so those were kind of my electives eaten up.
I dropped Italian.
But I would have killed to have like radio class. Some high schools now are like, oh yeah, I have radio class. I have this, blah 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 blah.
You were just saying, what are the guys in the iRacing league? They have a racing.
Yeah, they have a sim racing club where after school this guy gets a stipend because teachers it's overtime kind of stuff. He gets a stipend to sit there and teach his kids about racing,
Which is wow. We had anime, club.
which is amazing.
That's about as far as we got was anime.
See, my school didn't have anime. They had Japanese Pop Culture Society,
I feel like that's the same
which
thing with
is
a lot more
literally, oh yeah, it was the typical like no deodorant, like waifu,
See,
like,
ours was full of like the
you could
quiet
always
girls.
see them, and you're just like, that kid was in anime club.
You see, ours was. There were a couple of those, but there were also like just a ton of the girls that didn't ever want to talk and wore like hilariously oversized hoodies.
So like basically any other anime in general.
Right, yeah. And that was like what was in a lot of Pocky. That was
Just Pocky everywhere.
just, I didn't know where you can get it at the time. Like, where the fuck is everybody getting this stuff?
Probably like Hot Topic or something.
It was like I think FYE had them, or like Hot Topic or something, but I wasn't paying attention to it. So it's just like, oh, I got Pocky. That's the anime thing. We're gonna watch an anime or play like Budokai Tenkaichi, which Dragon Ball Z. Calm down.
I was gonna say
It's just a Dragon Ball Z game on like PlayStation 2. We're gonna play that and then eat Pocky. Welcome to Anime Club. I was like, this is a video game club. We don't watch anime here. We just play video games.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the Rotary Club for a little bit, which is just like community service.
To me, that was just a bunch of people who like Mazdas.
I mean, that too. But then I did like
that's a good joke.
it's a really
And
good
there's going to be like 4 people who understand it.
But no, like I did that for a little bit, but then like band took over because I had marching band, which we'd practice 2 nights a week,
Yeah.
plus football games, plus competitions. And then when marching band was done, jazz band season rolled around. which that was genuinely the most fun I think I ever had in school, was doing jazz band.
Yeah,
because then they would
I
like
can never
parade
get
us
behind
around
it.
to like the elementary schools and
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
That's what I recall.
And we would do, we would play a couple songs for them, and then our band director would have us introduce our instruments. So it's like, oh, this is the saxophone. This is the trombone. And trombones make this sound. And I'd do the wah. And the kids would lose their mind. They're like, that is the best noise ever.
He words.
And I'm like, that's why I picked this instrument.
See, I, for a while, was really in band from, I guess, 4th to like 8th grade. I was really in it. And I remember I used to do the summer band.
Oh, yeah.
Like, with the schools. Like, I think when I was in middle school, I was like practicing with the high schoolers because the high schoolers would like, I guess, help and train and whatever.
Yeah, we did stuff like that too.
And like one of the guys that sat next to me always was like, you can't hit that high note. It was like a high E. I was like, fuck, I can't. And they're like, you can't. You literally can't. It's like, I could barely hit it, and I have like 4 years more practice than you. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not a bitch.
Bet.
So it took like 2 full months. It was like the whole damn summer because it's so high. You had to clench your cheeks so goddamn hard. It was above the
amateur.
bar. It was way up there. And I fucking hit it. I nailed that shit. I was like, yeah, what? He's like, yeah, but can you play it like more than once by itself? And I was like, fucking put it in a song. Let's go. Show me a song where there's a high E in it.
Yeah,
I just dropped it when I got into high school. I was like, I can't keep doing band. They're like, you could do marching band. And I'm like, I sight read music. I never learned how to actually absorb. Now, knowing what I know now,
God, that tracks now.
if I had Adderall in school, I'd probably still be playing the trumpet.
Dude, you'd be like, you would have gone a completely different career path, like gone to like a Big Ten marching school.
Yeah.
Like,
I dropped the trumpet because I was like, I'm not good enough to do marching band because I can't sight read and remember where I'm marching. That doesn't work.
so I don't remember if I told this story on the podcast, but I played trombone growing up, and I played trombone my freshman year of high school for marching band, and then stopped trombone for marching band specifically because of one particular instance. So we did our theme that year was Aerosmith. So we're playing all like Aerosmith's biggest hits. And there was one part in the show where I'm marching this way. And with marching band, you're always like aiming your horn up at the press box. So my horn's up here. I'm coming this way. The drums were coming this way from left to right. And as the one drummer went out with his left hand, his mallet caught the end of my slide and stole my slide from me. So he came out as I was going out. He nails it, brings it with him, and he carried my slide for the rest of the show. So I'm sitting there, I'm just like, I'm holding what essentially turned into a straight metal tube.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, I don't know. And it's not like we crossed each other at all for the rest of the show. So there's no way he could just be like, oh yeah, here you go.
Right. Yeah, the gymnastics that he would have had to do to pass that to another person marching to get to you, well, it would have been like, I don't know, it's like advanced algebra.
Yeah. Which, by the way, doing marching band has quite literally altered the way that I walk. Because they teach you when you're walking to roll your steps so that instead of when you're stepping, because like figure when you're talking and you're stepping, you hear that like do like from your steps in your voice.
Right.
When you're using your horn, you're just the whole time. And if you're stepping like that, it's more of a
yeah, that's how I would be when.
Yeah. So they teach you to like sit there and literally roll your feet. That's just how I walk now.
See, I do that subconsciously, not because of that, but because I try to make as little noise as possible when I'm walking. So I'm always rolling.
Yeah.
As to where like my sister has like elephant feet.
Yeah.
So, like we always knew where she was at any given time in the house, and I was always quiet. They're like, "Where the hell is he? He could be anywhere."
Or if I have to step backwards, I do it on the balls of my feet. So because what they say when you step backwards, it's you basically drag your toes.
Like fake moonwalking?
Kind of.
See, for me, that's from hockey.
And you only do it on like basically your tiptoes.
So for me, it was roller hockey. I learned how to walk backwards from skating backwards because if you skate on your heels, you're not going to be skating.
Yeah, no. You are flat.
You're going to be falling. So I love how it's like, we get there. Just very different paths.
Right.
Yeah, but no, I wish I played the trumpet more. I have my broken one in the basement. My brother fucked it up real good. Like it's destroyed. I don't even know why I still have it. There's no recovering that trumpet.
No, God, no.
He like bashed it. It just at this point melted for brass. You get like $2.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always one of those things that like I wanted to come back to, but never did.
Yeah.
Because I was like, at this point, I'm like, it's been how many years? I'm probably not going to remember or like have any of the muscles.
You would be surprised. Like if you played, because you said you did what from 4th to 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 years, 5 years.
Oh yeah.
You very well could still have at least a little bit. Like I know for me, I've lost a decent amount of like, just like the muscle memory. But like once you get into it, you'll start picking it up a little bit quicker. Because my goal is ultimately when my girlfriend and I get our own place, I want to get my horn out and like get back into playing.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think that would be a fun hobby to like pick back up on.
Yeah. See,
you
that
know
was
what I
the
mean?
thing growing up is I don't think I'm good enough. I don't want to practice. I'm bad at practicing. I don't want anybody else to hear me. It's a fucking trumpet. It's like the loudest one you could play. There's no like go to my room, close the door, play your trumpet. Where you fucking shove it into your bed sheets and hope for the best.
Yeah.
So like you can get a mute, but even then you're just changing the annoying now.
Yeah.
Like
Now it's just kind of wah wah.
exactly. So I was like, I didn't like practicing when I was younger.
Hated practice.
So I would only practice in school. And again, because the way I learned, for me it was easier to sight read than it was to actually like just remember the music.
Mm-hmm.
So I would always sight read. And I was so fast at sight reading, no one ever caught on to the fact that I wasn't learning. So as long as you had the music in front of me, I could always keep up. I could always play.
So funny enough, that's how I learned all of my music from marching band in a very different way. I learned what to play by where I was standing on the field. I could never memorize the music. If they said, here's all your music for the show, memorize the whole thing, I'd be like, haha, no. But once I put the music to where I was on the field, I knew exactly, okay, this is what I'm playing. I need to go from here to here by the time I'm finishing this, this like phrase of music.
I feel like that's so backwards.
Oh, it's very backwards. Like the one year we did songs from Greece, and we did the hand jive as like one of our one of the songs. So in the middle of the show, we had to drop our instruments, drop everything, do the hand jive, do all that, pick up our horns and go back. And I'm just like, okay, after the hand jive, I have to do this, and it's okay, cool. Like my senior year, I had like a mini solo or duet kind of thing with this guy who's like a quarter of my size, and it just became a thing that we would like chest bump. So during shows, I would try to launch this kid,
just send him,
and it got to the point where we actually started getting extra points because of it, like in our like competitions.
Oh.
To the point the judges were like, oh, okay, I see. They added a little extra bit of danger. Much appreciated. Good job, baritone and euphonium player. Like, because they'd be sitting there with their recorders.
Yeah.
And our music director, like the next Monday back in school, would sit there and play all of the judges' commentary. So he'd do that. He's like, all right, he pauses. He's like, all right, before I continue this, you both know I absolutely hate that you do this, but I'm going to say good job. And he plays it, and it's like, oh, well, looks like the baritone player and the horn player added an extra little bit of danger to this element. Much appreciated. That is definitely going to be an extra point for me. And I'm just like,
nailed it.
Cool, great.
Yeah, there were positives and negatives. Like, positive from learning how to sight read and not memorize, I became a god in Guitar Hero.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't know how to play any song. If you're like, what's that song? No, put it in front of me. I can't memorize it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like, how the fuck do you do like the guitar solos and stuff? I'm like, I just real fast. And if it gets too fast, then I don't do those parts because my brain can't keep up, and I'm never going to memorize it because I'm not that person.
God, I'm gonna have to re-download Clone Hero now.
Yeah, I have.
I think we need to stream that one of these days.
I have.
A problem.
How many at this point? So I have one whole hard drive on my computer dedicated to Clone Hero.
That's impressive.
And I think as of now, it's somewhere in like the 11 to 12,000 songs.
Jeez.
I think
I only have like 50 gigs left on my hard drive,
that's not enough.
I might need
I think
more storage.
I think Clone Hero on mine is up to like 330 gigs.
Well, you still have the hard drive that I put in your old computer
Somewhere, probably. I don't know if I used it. I don't think so.
If not, I might have to be like, Joe, I'm bringing the computer in.
Yeah,
I need you to install that hard drive so I have 2 terabytes of data.
At this point, hard drives are so cheap that
I'm just going to buy a new one.
just pack a little 4 disc in there. You'd be good for like another 5 years. So you can just bring that one to the next one.
Perfect.
But yeah, no, we got to do the Clone Hero because they finally did enough updates where like multiplayer should be really functional, which is pretty great. I still find myself playing it relatively often. I don't know. It's been a while since I've streamed with my video behind me. Lately, I think when I've streamed with here, I've had like the green screen cut out, so you haven't seen behind me. But in my office downstairs, I 3D printed the guitar holders for the plastic guitars,
right.
and they're on the wall behind me. So like at any given time, I can just pick up a plastic guitar and like, just relax, man. Like, never mind the real guitar that's also on the wall behind me. I'm going to pick up the plastic one to really just relax.
Right. No, I definitely think we need to do that again.
Yeah, just gotta
or do that at some point.
Just got to figure out what happens with YouTube and all of the muted audio that might happen from playing live.
I know Twitch is usually cool with it.
So
maybe that'll be a Twitch exclusive.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Because I have seen streamers play the game.
Yeah, me too. I just don't know how they get around the fact that it's the whole song.
Yeah, I have no idea. If you're a Twitch streamer and you're watching this and you play Clone Hero, let us know.
Yeah, or any music. Just let us know how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely something I want to do, especially because they integrated all the rest of the instruments now. And I have an electric drum set that I've been wanting to hook up specifically for Clone Hero.
That'd be so much fun.
I know I should do it to also like just, play the drums on it. Because it's not like a bad electric drum set. But my priorities are Clone Hero first.
Well, I know what we're going to be doing during our 24-hour stream.
Oh, there's going to be so much stuff downstairs for that stream. You're probably not even going to need to bring anything. I probably have enough down there for like easily 24 hours, especially when the arcade, because the plan is to put the Clone Hero on the arcade. Like, I'm going to redo the arcade. I'm going to see if I can get my cousin to paint it. I think he had he owes me. He said he was going to do it years ago. He's like an artist. So I wanted to have him paint it just to make it like a one of a kind. Not that it isn't already. It's a weird design that I made, but I wanted to put Clone Hero on it. I have the light guns on it. So like all the light gun games.
Oh, that's cool.
The regular games obviously are on there. It has the trackball for like Simpsons Bowling and like
Like the pro golf game.
the golf, like Golden Tee and all that other stuff. So it has like everything in it. So I just wanted to make it like fully everything. And then we could just hook it up. It's HDMI.
Yeah.
So just put it onto a whatchamacallit so that we could stream it while we play it.
Yeah, literally create a scene and just be like,
Yeah, here's the
done.
game. Here's the camera with the people playing the game. Let's go to town. And then
God, that'd be so much fun.
Clone Hero, you could export all the songs. So I could be like, here's a link to the webpage with all of the songs on our Clone Hero. We're taking requests.
Yo, donate for your request.
Yeah, donate for your request. We're taking requests. Depending on who's on there, we'll have someone karaoke sing it.
That would be so
It does.
cool.
I think it does have mic inputs.
Yeah.
So we'll do like live actual requests.
Yeah, that date is still to be determined, but that is going to be a hell of a lot. I'll bring my wheel so you can experience the direct drive wheel.
Yeah, just snap someone's arms.
Set it to the full 12 Newton meters and just go to town.
Do you think I'm not going to, Bob?
Oh, I know you're going to.
This is my problem. There's no on off. My brain's going to be like 12, 12. Why would I make it lower?
Yeah, I think right now I have it set max. I set it like all the way up to its full max like settings, and then I have it lowered in iRacing to like 7.
See, if I'm buying
Just because anything more, literally.
shakes the wheel.
By the
or
way,
table.
do not do it with BeamNG. Because I straight up almost broke my fingers.
Well, you should just not trust BeamNG for that. That was a huge mistake.
Yeah,
The physics there are just.
I actually have not touched BeamNG since
It's been
because I straight up almost broke my fingers.
when the basement's done and my rig is in a nice little corner, and I know you guys can't see it, but directly behind the camera is my old motherboard because I just swapped my parts out for a 14900K. So I am taking my components and basically custom building just a racing rig. So like custom for iRacing. All it does is iRacing, because I need to remove as many obstacles as I can to use it, because that's how my brain unfortunately works, is if there's like a 5-step process between like me and then sitting down to race, my brain is like, well, that's 4 too many and I don't want to do one of them, so I guess we're just not going to do that at all.
It literally has to be a, hey, Joe, I'm doing iRacing. Want to join?
Well, see, that,
Okay, fine.
that I would jump through hoops for.
Oh, yeah.
Which is-
No, I know. That's why I'm like,
Yeah,
it literally
that's-
would have to be that way.
That's the way it works now, where like you'd have to be like, let's race, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll go clean everything and get it all sorted and get it set up so that I could race. But if I get home from work and I'm like, I really want to race, my brain is like, but first you have to clean it, and then you have to move it, and then you have to plug it back in, and then you need to make sure that it's close enough to your computer to use the monitor that you could see before you get into the race, because you can't use the VR to get into the race. You could use the VR once you're in the race. So it's like this whole just like process, and my brain is like, I just don't wanna.
Brain's just like, no.
So if I could have the PC just like right next to the chair with like a little monitor right there, and I'd be like, race, nah. That's the way.
Perfect.
That's how we're doing it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of racing, you just had your first ever iRacing league race broadcast
Yeah.
on Monday.
Yeah, that was fun. That's an experience. That's we've been podcasting now for years.
Yeah.
And I've been on and off in the stream game for almost 10 years now, between like the original, like Get On My Level and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like every year and every stream is always better. It's always like we're learning, we're getting better. Our tech gets better. I feel like this has been like, I mean, obviously like the best setup it's been, and like the best, like it just works and we don't really have any issues.
Yeah. Good equipment. Like,
Yeah. And you kind of, while we podcast, we get kind of used to each other, and you get used to podcasting and how we talk to the camera and how we like look at our notes and what we're doing or what we're going to talk about. In the broadcast, it was like, hey, remember all that podcast stuff? Don't do like 80% of that. But also, we're not going to tell you what 80%.
Yeah. Don't do the majority of it. Okay, what can I do? Don't do the stuff you don't want to do.
Yeah. So it's a very different feeling, especially because you're now not just talking to you guys and just, like, this is what we're talking about. We're doing a thing. We're talking over here, talking to chat. We'll respond. It's like we're talking to you about the thing that we're all watching.
Yeah.
And I have no control over that thing that we're watching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's something about broadcasting that, like, it almost kind of, like, amps up your adrenaline.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm only able to talk about what's exactly happening right now, and maybe something that happened like 30 seconds ago. But once it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to be like, oh, by the way, we were talking about this earlier ago, and I think about this, because while you're kind of going backwards, everything is still kind of progressing forwards.
Yeah, and then
you have to catch up.
There was a couple times where we were talking about one thing, and then something just happens, and you're like, oh, hang on. This over here is happening. You're like, pause, whatever you're doing, wait. And it's a weird, just like a very different, and like when we stream here and we're talking here, and if we're telling a story or if we're playing a game, like, not that I have to try because I just play games stupidly, but like, you do something a little bit more stupid because it would be entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it would function. That's how I would play the game. I mean, regardless, that's how I would play the game, which is why I stream in the first place, because I'm going to do the dumb move. That's what I thought would be funny.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like natural. But like, we were broadcasting iRacing. This is league racing. This isn't, no one's going to be doing something because it's stupid or because it's funny. They're all out there trying to race and win. Yeah. It's a league. There's like, there's prizes. There's real prizes.
We've had guys, not this season, but in seasons prior, that have raced in the actual like iRacing, eNASCAR, Coca-Cola iRacing series.
Yeah.
Like, we've had Coke drivers. We had one guy, who raced in like the iRacing College World Series, basically. Guy from Jersey, actually, represented Rutgers in that, which is kind of cool. Last name was Hardcore Italian, Buttafuoco.
Gazoon type.
No one could pronounce his name. I'm like, oh, Buttafuoco. And he's like, yes, thank you.
He's done it. Yeah, no, it's a very different experience to be looking at something and then kind of have to sit back and then use your general knowledge. But like, I don't know a ton of racing. Like, I know, like, I've watched races over the years. I've been, like I said, since like NASCAR 99 on my PlayStation, I've had NASCAR. I know about it, but I've never been like fully like, let's sit down and watch a whole NASCAR race. Let's like learn all the terms of everything. I'm before a casual viewer. Like, I'll watch the highlights. I'll watch the fun things that happen.
You'll watch whatever I send you.
Yeah, like I know some of the terms, but like, even when I'm racing myself, like, I'm still learning the things that I have to do while I'm racing, and I'm terrible. So to watch these guys that like are professionally racing, well, to me, professionally racing, and just like look at like how they are racing and what they're doing, and then towards the end of the race, it actually got really, really close. So like, normally that only happens. My adrenaline got like up, like,
oh yeah,
like not like shaky hand adrenaline up, but like I felt my heartbeat up, which usually only happened when I was playing like competitive video games when I was younger. Like when I played like Counter-Strike, when I was in the leagues of Counter-Strike, which I wish were now, because it wouldn't have been like a $25 gift card like it was. It'd be like $25,000.
Yeah, $25,000.
But that's beside the point. I felt like that adrenaline rush again, which I'm not used to. Like I'm not used to having that watching something.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was an interesting. Now I get it. Like I was watching the I guess commentators / broadcasters from like wrestling and stuff, and like sometimes they get really into it and like they're really like energetic, and I'm like, are they like just acting like the whole time, or are they really like, you know, actually in it?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh, probably actually in it. That was because I had no horse in that race.
Yeah.
And I was still like,
and that's the thing, like in this race, it came down to like a 10-lap fight to the finish. And the guy who was trying to make the pass kept trying and trying and trying. He got so close every single time.
Yep.
And it was one of those, okay, what's going to happen? Is he going to make a move? Is he going to try to turn him? Like, what is going on? And it got super exciting there at the end.
Yeah. Then there was the caution, which reset everybody again. So now you're like, all right, now anything is possible.
Yeah.
And it was just really fun to watch, but it was really fun to
Part of me actually wants to pull up the audio from like the last couple of laps just to see like what went on there with that, because it was pretty wild.
It was just it was a lot of fun. It was a new experience, and you know, that's kind of I guess not the whole point, but a lot of what we do on this podcast is try new things, learn new things, always try something different. That's kind of what we go for. So in doing this, it was something new and, well, at least for me, new and different. For you, I know you've obviously...
You know, it's funny you say that, because I have only done play-by-play for like iRacing a handful of times. Like maybe 8 times total. The last time I had a chance to like punch my microphone, the last time I had a chance, it like the series actually got canceled because they didn't have enough participation. Which was kind of a shame, but I was still the one doing the play-by-play and all that kind of stuff. So I'm still technically new to it. And now on the Edition, I'm also producing my own broadcast. So I'm sitting there having to find like the right camera and trying to find the right driver to click on and highlight and throw on the replay and throw this and throw that. So it, you know, that's still new to me as well.
Yeah. The only thing I need to figure out is if we can get like the John Madden pen.
Get the telestrator going.
As the color commentator, I just want to circle stuff and be like, all right, you're handling everything else. I just want to circle shit and be like, you see that one? Shouldn't have done that.
Go over here, X that one. That's not where you want to go. You want to go there.
Can I get the blimp cam real quick? All right, you should have taken the inside. Start doing
that would be incredible. Oh my God, I would love that.
But it was a lot of fun. It was really I'm looking forward to more of them. We are going to be doing that every Monday starting soon.
Probably end of August, if I were to put a guess on it.
Yeah.
So we're doing that Total Nonstop Racing League every Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern here on Twitch and on YouTube. We're on both places now.
We've done it.
Soon to be on Facebook, but we need your help. If you like our page on Facebook, just to get us up to the number that we need to be able to go live, that would be super awesome.
Yeah.
So would definitely appreciate that.
Yeah. So it was fun to broadcast on both. It was a new experience to try broadcasting on both, which we are broadcasting on both currently.
We are.
So glad that's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for more. I'm excited to kind of get to, like, this was on Monday was like a test run, and it went.
That's why we didn't publish it, or we didn't like publicize it, or be like, "Hey, we're doing this." Like,
yeah, we were just like,
it was just a dry run to see, okay, what worked, what didn't work.
If we break it, we break it. If we didn't break it, yay.
Yeah.
Which we had a couple issues, but nothing terrible.
Yeah. No.
So I'm excited for like the next part where we're gonna be doing like
My dumbass just forgot to go live on my own channel.
It happens. But I'm excited for like the post race interviews and stuff like that. Like I said, I want to give them like homework. Like I want like name, location, favorite hobby outside of iRacing. Just like stuff like that we could bring up like towards like while we're kind of following someone and stuff like that. And I don't know, make it feel a little bit more professional.
Yeah.
Even though after the race, I asked my wife, like, how is she, like, how did we do? And she was like, it was so professional, I didn't want to comment because I feel like I didn't want to interrupt. Like I was just watching actual TV. And I was like, well, I guess on the one hand, that's a good thing. But on the other hand, comment.
Right. Engagement, yes.
Yes, we want the engagement. I mean, it's great that we sound professional, but we want the engagement. We don't want to sound worse.
Yeah. Which I did find the audio for the last couple of laps if you want me to pull it up.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the last 2 laps of the race that we were able to broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, outside to get that spot, but...
And he almost had it right there. He's right on the back.
The sound is great.
16's going to park it on the apex. Try to upset the flow that Tarian has going for it.
Like how you can hear the camera switches from just
2 to go. Coming out of turn number 4. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go.
I definitely
Here
put on a bit of an
comes
announcer voice.
Shane Tarian. He's going to take a peek to the
it's
outside.
trippy in these
slows
headphones.
it back down. He's going to try
So I
to
can
get a
actually
run
hear.
down the back straightaway. Can't quite get anything going there. 3 wide for P3 behind him. Right on the back bumper. Here comes Shane Tarian trying to get the move done. He can't do it. Tom Bourne is going to win at Richmond.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I hit him with the Owen. Wow.
Wow. But like it's that I don't know. I enjoy doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, it was like I said, it was a lot of fun. I'm really excited for doing that more. I'm excited for kind of getting to know the racers. Like you knew a hand, or you probably knew all of them, but they all had like different little things that they do that you kind of knew,
Like
just
different
from,
names, nicknames.
Yeah, you knew from just like where they like to sit in the pack and where they start and stuff like that by just knowing them, like just hanging out there. So I'm excited to like do that more and kind of just be in with that.
Yeah, and even some of their nicknames, like the one guy's the Canadian Dale Earnhardt, they call him. He also goes by the nickname Floppy because he's Canadian, and the South Park episode with the floppy heads, that's why they call him Floppy.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I've known him since I was in like freshman year of high school. Like a lot of these guys I raced with back in high school.
Yeah.
That now we're back racing together. How many years later? Like,
yeah.
But it's those little nuances that you kind of pick up and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I see how that is now.
Yeah. It's just, I'm excited. I'm excited to do more of that. I'm excited to get into iRacing a little bit more because it is something that I do enjoy doing, even though I'm terrible at it. But I'm sure, like, as I get going more, it's a learned thing.
Oh yeah,
which it's like the other thing that I learned.
Yeah, I see. I can't see right now, but you have a massive thing in the backyard.
Yeah. Well, it's only massive because I'm not good, and I didn't want to get the small one. So
no super slice for you.
Yeah, I have gone in on golf.
How far in? Yes.
This is how far in. This is the FlightScope Mevo Plus, which is if you've ever been to Top Golf or any of those places that you hit the ball and then there's a screen that shows you where the ball's going, that's what this does.
So it's a full-on golf simulator.
Full-on golf simulator. Well, this is just the thing that tracks the thing. And then I got me a nice 3D printed thing to make it even when it's on my lawn. I have a giant screen, which is what he was referring to. It's an 8x8 by give or take 9 feet in the air. And then I have a nice 5x5 turf green that feels real nice on the hands and feet to swing into with the white screen, the projector, the computer, the whole nine. And I'm using GS Pro, which is like a golf simulator where it's really cool. It's pretty cheap. It's like $200. I say that all things considered. It's $250 a year, but there are no hidden fees, and they don't make any maps. So any golf courses, there's none. You open up the game, there's nothing there. You have to go download the maps, and the maps are all made by users. So there are some really gifted map makers out there who are making these golf courses, which is really neat. That, you know, there's a lot of them on Patreon, and like there's a big GS Pro Facebook page that you could join, and like they'll do giveaways, they'll do like YouTube videos of like what's upcoming, and they do like these nice scenic, like they're in the friggin' PGA.
That's so cool.
There's over 5,000 golf courses on there right now.
Jeez.
So I went on like the top 100 golf courses, like just the top 100 golf courses. And what I learned is if you like golfing a lot and you live in New Jersey, congratulations, you've won. I think out of the top 70 that I looked at, because I stopped around 70, probably about half were in the tri-state area.
Wow.
Yep. And number one is sitting in New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah. So that was super unexpected. But it was like out of like the top 12, I think, like 7 of them or 8 of them were between New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York.
Wow.
Which was wild.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
I didn't expect that either.
But
I think like Sawgrass, you'd think my girlfriend's uncle is currently at one of the top ones in the world in like Scotland.
yeah.
Like he played yesterday for his birthday.
That was up there. That was, I think they were in like the 30s. But, you know, like I didn't know that. But I have the whole thing outside, and one of my friends has been coming over, and I was like, if I'm going to be bad, I'm going to be bad at my house, where no one else has to look at me. And it's been helping a lot. I got the extra, a little extra side screen, just in case I slice, because I don't trust myself. And it saved me a couple times. So good call me.
Good job.
Oh, I hit
Proud of
one
you.
before I put that screen up, and it flew over the side of the house. And
Oh,
I
no.
heard it just like bing, 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 bing. And then it just slowly rolled back to me. And I was like, oh, that could have been bad. Oh, that could have been so bad. My neighbor's windows are there. My doors are there. That was so close to so much unexpected money that I would have had to spend.
Oh God.
So as soon as the net came, I was like, and we put that on. But it's been great for practice to be able to hit it and just like go outside, like come home from work, go outside, hit like 100 balls, come inside, shower, do the rest of your day. It's been great on my back because I have so much like lower and mid
Oh, to like
back
help
pain.
stretch out.
And I'm stretching and working the muscles. So like my back is feeling better. I'm standing up straighter because my back is getting like the muscles worked out. So like that's been an unexpected change. And then I started getting kind of I'm not going to say good, but I was hitting the ball straight. Not far, but straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as with all new golfers, as soon as you hit the ball straight, you're like, all right, now I'm going to work on power and form. And then you fuck everything up again. So that's where I'm at, is that now I can't hit straight for the fucking life of me. So,
God, it's like hearing like Bronson talk about his swing for baseball.
yeah.
How he was saying, he's like, all right, cool, I got the contact down. Now what? Oh no, there goes all my contact.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. But having it in the house, like just right outside, has been, again, goes kind of all the way back to that ADHD thing. Going to a range, going alone to a range
Mm-hmm.
is just, it's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. I'll only go to a range when one of my friends calls me and goes, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I just got home. He's like, range? And I was like, yeah, I'll be there.
Perfect.
And then he calls me yesterday and he goes, I went to the range yesterday right by our house, and there was a line forming at the range with people with buckets in their hands of balls, so they've already paid, waiting for a spot to open up.
Jeez.
And he goes, I putted for 10 minutes because that's free. You just go there and putt. And then left because I'm not doing that. And I'm like, boy, do I have good news for you. A spot has opened up in my backyard for the low, low price of nothing.
Yeah. Maybe a 6-pack every now and then.
Well, so he messages me. Let me pull it up because it's hilarious. He goes, well, he sent two things. So he's just moving into this area. He lived down in Howell. His fiance lives up here. He's moving in with his fiance. So now he is quite literally going to be about 3 minutes from me, like that way.
Oh God.
He messages me, quote, I'm going over Joe's after work, end quote. Quote opens, oh God, I see it already, end quote, from the fiance. I was like, sorry. And then he comments again about an hour later. I'm just going to start giving you random fees throughout attendance for upgrades and maintenance. Like I'm a real golf course. Like I'm going to have like greens fees.
Yo.
So I messaged him when I was first getting everything. And I was like, I'm going to do something stupid. You want in on it? And without knowing what I was doing, which is very dangerous for any of my friend group,
Yes.
just sent me $200. Like just Venmo would be like $200. I was like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm in. Didn't you read the Venmo thing? I'm in. That's all he sent.
That's so good.
So I sent back the receipt of this. He goes, let's go. we're in there.
Well, I think I found the name of our episode this week. Doesn't matter. I'm in.
It works. So now he comes over, and it's so fucking funny because if you look at my Ring doorbell footage, it looks like we're about to go on like an 18 course golf because people come over like just with golf clubs in their hands, like their gloves on and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's a new day in golf, and then we go to our backyard, and I have like the lawn chair set up. I can't wait for like the full setup when the beer tap is running.
Oh,
Because then it's just like, I'm Top Golf, but better.
Yeah, you're literally Top Golf at home.
Yeah.
Can we go to Top Golf? No, we have Top Golf at home.
We have Top Golf at home.
But except this is good.
With better sims. I could do the whole thing if you want, but like we could do, so last night we did 9 holes in Trump something course in Colts Neck, the one in Colts Neck.
Okay.
Because ironically, my friend used to work there, but he worked there about 6 years ago before he started golfing. And he's like, I cleaned these bunkers. I have added sand to these bunkers. I have swept these bunkers. I will know this course like it's the back of my hand.
I know this too well.
Yeah, for I have upkept this course. And then we were playing. He goes, yeah, this is pretty fucking high.
I've pooped in those trees over there.
So it's
That's amazing.
it's definitely it's a fun, interesting experience because I don't have this like fully unlocked yet. I have it at like the base. You could pay for more statistics, but like I'm not good enough to utilize those statistics. So why? But in terms of like hitting the screen, seeing the laptop, and then being able to follow the ball, show you everything, and then there is a screen where you could actually pull up like a pretty heavy amount of statistics, looking at like your backspin and this and that and all of this rotation. And like one of the upgrades is you could see where on the face of the club you're hitting it, if you're swinging open, if you're swinging closed, all these other things. And I'm like, I need solid contact before I need to spend more money for you to tell me where on the club it's hitting it, because I still have to get from club to ball before you tell me where on the club I'm hitting.
Yeah.
Like I'm not there yet. But to have that information like at my fingertips,
That is
has
pretty good.
been great. And then not having to go anywhere, also great. The only downside I have is that now I am held by the weather. If it's too hot or if it's raining or anything like that, I can't go outside and use it.
Yeah.
So I have to wait. Like yesterday, I waited till sunset. It cooled down a lot. I was able to go out there and play for a few hours.
Yeah.
But I would love to do it in the house. I wanted to put it in the basement. You realistically need like
Probably, what,
nine and
like
a
10
half
foot?
9.5 to like 12-foot ceilings, depending on height. Like you would probably need like 12 to 13-foot ceilings.
Oh, yeah.
Me, when I did my swing, I can get away with like 9.5. I'd be very close to the ceiling, but I would never hit the ceiling
Yeah.
unless I like really tried. But I wouldn't hit it. But if I had friends come over, like you or Graham, you fucking tall assholes,
Especially Graham.
Graham, you are like 12 to 14-foot ceilings minimum.
Yeah.
Or vaulted. Like if you did vaulted, you'd be fine. But where do we have, like I have 9-foot ceilings in the basement, 8.5, 9 foot.
Yeah. Unless we did it in the stairwell, which would never happen.
Right. So like, it's not feasible
Mm-hmm.
with a real swing. They have like the VR ones where you have like the like half clubs or like quarter clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like you can get away with some of it, but swinging like a club and like having it hit the bottom is like 80% of the practice is hitting the floor like cleanly without just hitting a divot and like making a nice big lob of grass in your backyard, which is why I didn't swing it just in the grass.
Yeah. Turf.
So, turf is great. If I fuck up the turf real bad, I can just rotate it 90 degrees, and then I have a bunch of tries again, and then I rotate it 90 degrees.
It's like your mattress.
Yeah, and I could do that 2 more times before I need new turf.
Yes.
So, it's been fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, my my girlfriend's dad and brother got really, really into golf last year, and like they'll go to the range like almost every day and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And they know that I play. They're like, "Yo, we got to go." I'm like, "Yes." I haven't swung a club since I was given a set of clubs after my buddy's bachelor party, and he got married 2-3 years ago.
So it's been a little bit.
Yeah, they're in my car. I have my clubs with me
did you-
literally everywhere I go.
Did you play prior?
No,
Okay, so you're just a new golfer.
new.
New.
Aside from playing pitch and putt like 5 times, which pitch and putt, so much fun.
Yeah.
All par 3s, you just need your pitching wedge, a lob wedge, and a putter.
So
And that's it.
on the GS Pro, there are par 3 courses all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
So I gotta get a bunch of them because me and my buddy have been playing full courses, but like they take like hours.
Oh, yeah.
Like we were doing yesterday.
Golf is an all-day thing.
We did 9 holes yesterday, and it took like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And granted, we were fucking up a lot, and we're using that mulligan button very, very forgivingly. But the little three pars really help with like your
With control, yeah.
with your control. So we definitely gotta, maybe we'll do a stream of that at some point.
I think that'd be fun, like a summer, like early fall kind of stream.
Yeah, because it's always set up here, and we have all the equipment, so it's not like we can't just like,
And we can, we might even be able to sit there so we get the feed from the projector
Oh yeah, it's
to
just
throw it on
it's
stream
just HDMI.
and have like the two.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm having ideas now.
We've got ideas.
But like her dad and brother, when we're going on vacation next week, so no show next week.
Here's your warning.
Yeah. And they're like, yo, Bob, bring your clubs. We'll go. And I'm just like, there's not enough room to bring all 3 sets of clubs. Plus our stuff that we're bringing on vacation, like clothes, food, because we're renting a cabin and all that kind of stuff. So like, it's just not going to be enough room.
It's priorities. Get a roof rack.
Yeah. I mean, they're driving a Pilot. I'm driving a Corolla.
It sounds like your clubs are going in the Pilot.
Everything is going in the Pilot. The Corolla is literally me and my girlfriend's stuff. And that's basically it.
I mean, hey, if they make room, they make room.
That is true. My clubs don't take up a whole lot of space.
Yeah.
I don't think she's watching. So I can say I'll think about bringing my clubs. I'm half expecting a comment, no, you goddamn are.
From nowhere. Out of nowhere.
You're borrowing my brother's, if anything.
Yeah. I have all my... Did it just show up?
4M Watch says, I won't tell.
Yeah. Shh, don't tell anyone. Yeah, I got all my clubs. I got all that. I have pretty much... I used to keep it in the kicks, the Nissan. I used to just keep it in the car. It was just there.
Yeah. Yeah, mine lived in my trunk.
Yeah, but now I have them. They're expensive to the point that I don't want to leave them in the trunk. Because if like anything happens to it, I'll be like, that would be disappointing.
Right.
But I know I was talking to my buddy, and I was like, he's like, oh, I'm going here. And I'm like, do you have your clubs? He goes, of course I have my clubs. He goes, I would leave my house without my keys or my fiance before I left without my golf clubs. And I was like, you know what? That's a fair point. That's a solid point. But I'm excited for the sport part of golf. It ties kind of back into the whole iRacing thing, where like it's interesting. You didn't think you'd have that much like adrenaline for it and like that much like feeling until you're out there, you play, you hit something, it was good, and then you start to get that adrenaline of like, oh, I actually fucking hit it straight. I'm good. I might be under par. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna be like really, really far behind the other people I'm playing with.
I get to be 1 over. This is great.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like triple bogey or 4 over or 5 over, where the game didn't even have options for that because you're not supposed to go that high. It was just like a lot. It was a lot. It was
Plus, yes.
Yeah, it was plus too many, realistically. So I kind of get that same feeling with golf that I do with iRacing, where it's like you hit the line perfect and, you didn't have to do anything, and then the car just did what you wanted it to. Yep. You're like, oh, that felt right. Like that one, it's the same thing with golf, where it's like, if you hit it good, you barely feel it, and you're like, yeah, that one felt right.
That was good right there.
That was the one. And then you'll hit it again, and you feel just the whole everything, and then your arm hurts, and you're like, that one, I fucked that one up. And like, not a good one. That ball's not going far.
Yeah, that ball is like 5 holes down. Like I had to yell 4.
It's firmly to the left. Oh, I've gone golfing for real. One time so far. Everything else has been like simulators and ranges. The amount of times in the one time I've had to golf that I had to yell for or left or right is a lot. And how many do you think? I bought 40 golf balls.
Oh, no.
No, sorry. I bought 20 golf balls. I came home with 2 golf balls.
That's impressive.
That's
That's
literally
2 balls a hole.
That's
That's two balls a hole.
Well, I shot 18. This is 1 ball a hole.
Oh, yeah.
And at least 3 in water. Thought I cleared one of them. I was wrong.
You try skipping it across.
One of them almost, yeah. It didn't go far, but I thought I had it for a second.
That's impressive.
But yeah, it was poorly impressive is the problem. You're not supposed to lose that many. Like 3 is probably a lot. But my one friend texted me and he's like, "We've done it." I was like, "What did we do?" He's like,
God.
He's like, "I started the day with 1 ball. And when I ended the day, I had the same ball." I'm like, "That's a fucking achievement. You should get a trophy for that."
Right? Screw hole in one.
No, we're not even remotely. Never mind hole in one. I don't even care. You probably didn't even go par. That's not the point. You started and ended the day with 1 ball. That's an achievement.
That is really impressive.
That's a crowning achievement. We should get a trophy. Someone should shake your hand. I don't know who, just somebody.
Give out autographs.
Yeah,
like
maybe the guy that fishes up the balls in the pond. He should probably shake your hand. I don't know.
No, his gift should be he's allowed to drive the cart at the range. Just pick up all the balls.
I want one of those so bad. I
A
have
fully armored golf cart.
I have. It's gonna sadly end up after Ion, but I put in like one of those raffle things for a firefighter thing.
Oh yeah, you
for,
were
like,
saying
the
that.
the QTV thing, and God, if I get it, I will be. It's in the backyard as we do like the sim racing. We're gonna sit in the golf cart like we were driving from hole to hole.
You just do a lap around the yard.
No, we're not even gonna move. It's just parked, and I'm just gonna use that. Like I'm just gonna sit there like we're at a golf course, and I'm just gonna sit in the seat and just like wait for my turn.
Just get one of those like handheld fans to simulate the fact that you're driving, so you
Yeah.
get a little bit of air going.
I'm gonna get a rangefinder. I'm gonna stick it on the side like we're actually golfing. Just hit the rangefinder every now and again when I'm looking at my computer screen that tells me the exact distance. I'll be like, oh, it's 130 yards. It's looking like a 9-iron, and then I have to get out and like lift the clubs like out of the back of the thing.
Yes. That is absolutely amazing.
You think if you bought your own cart that you don't have to use the cart fees? Like, would they yell at you if you're like, "No, I bought my own"?
You know, that's a really good question.
Right? How many times?
I have no idea.
How many times has that feasibly come up?
I feel like it happens all the time in like golf cart communities.
Well, the communities, yeah, because those are you buy your golf cart.
Yeah.
But like, what if a fucking random guy just shows up with a trailer at a golf course?
Not even, just put it in the back of like an F-150. You just
no,
show up.
No, the one I got is way too big. It's like a full, like it's got like mud tires on it, Bob.
Yes.
Like it's not.
Yes.
It's not a golf cart. It's like it's a fucking cart.
Soup it up.
I don't know if it was. It might have been gas. It might not have been electric. But like, I want to just show up with a trailer and be like, "Yep, no, I bought my own. Is that cool? I don't know if I still have to pay the fees if I just have mine. Like it's right there. We'll just wheel it out. We'll be good to go. You know."
That's so good.
I don't know what they would do. I really don't know what they would do.
Well, I feel like that's a pretty good jumping off point because I don't know how to follow up with that. But yeah, this has been a hell of a lot of fun. Our first ever stream on YouTube, plus the our usual Twitch kind of stuff. So you'll be able to check all of that kind of stuff out. If you're a podcast listener, you can check us out live Wednesdays, 8 o'clock Eastern-ish, more 8:05, give or take, on Twitch and YouTube. You can check out all our social medias on the thing right down there below us, tabletoptrio.com as well. So for one final time, I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
This has been the Tabletop Trio podcast. Have a great night. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.